Hey, you're listening to Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0. This is episode 92, and I'm Grady Hooker, and on Skype we got Josh.
Yo!
So this is our last episode of the year. What's the Friday? I hope you guys had a great Christmas. That was yesterday. Have fun in the Boxing Day sales. That's for the New Zealanders. And for the Americans, it'll be late Christmas Day, I think.
Yeah, it's return day.
Okay.
Everybody gets together and returns all the gifts they didn't want.
There we go. Well, you can enjoy our show on your phone while returning your gifts. Combo. But we'll jump into Raw. We got a guest host again, or a guest general manager, and it is Chris Jericho. And is starting to become the norm with these shows. We get a 20-minute segment to start off Raw.
Yeah, certainly. It was interesting. If only to do one thing that was to set up something later on in the show.
Yeah.
But it was definitely interesting. Trying to.
Well, I think what you could either be talking about the main event with John Cena and Seth Rollins in the steel cage, or you could be talking about the Jericho-Heyman match in air quotes. But I guess they both...
Well, maybe I'm talking about both because it involves the same thing.
True. Involves a certain someone. And a certain...
Someone we haven't seen in 4 months. And he forgot something in the first segment.
Shh. So the first match on the card was Big Show and Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler and Eric Rowan with Eric
and down
Rowan.
goes Rowan again.
What the hell? This makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. I don't like it either, but maybe they're planning something. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then you had him go under Kane the next night on main event.
Yeah.
That's the only way he got a win was because he teamed with the Usos.
And we all know teaming with the Usos in a 6-man tag is an instant win.
That certainly seems that way.
But yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Rowan. I don't know. He's got the popularity, he's got the character. They've just been building him up, and now they seem to be knocking him down.
It may be a factor that he was never actually supposed to have been there if it hadn't been for Sheamus' injury.
True. What do we got next? It is a Divas match. Natalia and Alicia Fox versus the Balor twins.
Well, at least we got to see Natty wrestle.
Yeah.
And we got to see her go over the Bellas, so that might give us an idea of who the next feud for the Ballet Champions is.
Yeah, because from what I've seen, AJ is definitely not gone, but we're not seeing anything of her. As was a bit evident on the Tribute to the Troops, Santa's Little Helper Battle Royal that they always have, where pretty much every diva was there, but even AJ wasn't.
Yeah. Well, but you gotta remember, Tribute to the Troops was taped like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So that really doesn't factor into it.
True. So then I have no reason. I have no idea.
It's possible that we may have seen the end of AJ Lee at the pay-per-view. But we don't know that.
It'll be good to see some different feuds, even if it's just a temporary break. And maybe Natalia will finally get a shot. Ha ha ha, who am I kidding? Natalia will never get the title.
Yeah.
What do we got? You go.
I was going to say, it's more likely now that one of the Total Divas finally won the title.
True. I think if anything, Tyson will get the Divas title before Natalia.
I'd love to see Naomi win the title from the Bellas.
I think Naomi is being lined up, just in terms of the wins she's amounting. But she also seems to be involved in the Usos' Miz and Mizdow feud, so... I don't know if that's going to transition over into the Divas division just right now, if she's going to have to finish up that feud first.
Who knows? That may be why they're pushing Natalia right now, is to give that time for that storyline to develop and finish before moving on to taking on the Bella Princesses.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll go into our classic entrance theme. It's Kurt Angle, and believe it or not, it's called Metal, Not You Suck. It's just a fact. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. So we got a highlight reel with Rusev and Lana.
Yep. It was a funny segment. See Lana and Jericho interact. Eddie gave me plenty of nightmares with the Rusev and Lana stuff.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It seemed that Jericho was just all he was doing tonight was building up feuds.
Yep.
And he had Ryback. I think we alluded to it last week, that Rusev Ryback rather than Rusev versus overly American character. But now, which way will they go with the feud? Will Ryback lose, or will Rusev lose?
Yeah, that's the question. My guess is they'll probably do something that will protect Rusev, and they'll probably do something like they did at SummerSlam between Swagger and Rusev, where Swagger won the match but didn't win the match, so to speak, because it was a count out.
That makes sense. Some way around having a definitive loser.
Yeah, so that he doesn't lose the title. I don't know. Ryback does seem like the kind of guy that could end Rusev's reign of power, but I almost think Rusev has to go down at WrestleMania. The who, I don't know. That's the question. That's the $1 million question right there.
Hold on, let me just put on my internet hat. It's The Rock.
The Rock's very, very doubtful for WrestleMania. Very doubtful.
I'll shake the magic IWC 8-ball.
Sami Zayn!
Dirt sheets say promising.
Let's have a Canadian beat the Russian.
Oh.
That'll make perfect sense.
Yep. We'll just bring Sheamus back, and we'll have a Sheamus Rusev. What do we got? The New Day versus Star and Gold Dust.
It was a good work match. But man, how the crowd has turned on the New Day.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they might have to push ahead with anything they had planned sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's not good when you have the crowd. Not only are they chanting for wrestlers that aren't even in the company anymore, but they're chanting that you suck.
Yeah, there's a problem there. Like, they're going to chant CM Punk anyway to a variety of matches, but chanting New Day sucks is a bit different.
Yeah, chanting for the announcers.
Though that did happen to Randy Orton.
And Sheamus.
So, maybe it's not a definite sign that you're that bad. But yeah, I don't know. The New Day aren't too bad to me, to be honest.
I think they're a good group. I'm a little concerned about their finisher, though.
The Midnight Hour?
Yeah, the Midnight Hour. Because it could be an easily botched move. That could hurt somebody, so I'm a little concerned about that. And I also think that New Day Dawning would be a better name for it than Midnight Hour.
Nah. Midnight Hour, it completely references nothing. I guess it does, New Day, yeah. Okay, I take it back. I didn't even get the connection till just now. Yeah, I don't know. I think they've got to do something extraordinary. And what have we got now? Kane versus Adam Rose, and the bunny died.
Let's hope the bunny died. But it survived the tombstone last week and got tombstone again.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
is it a bunny Kane feud?
I don't know. I think Kane is seeing Pete Rose in him. Maybe he thinks Pete Rose is in the costume.
Maybe Pete Rose is.
That'd be a twist.
Yeah, twist. It actually was him. I'm still leaning for that Leo Kruger's in the bunny suit. But
bunny's short for that to be, though.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter anyway because of the backstage tape. I think it was for SmackDown or something, and it was Hunico in the suit. I don't remember. It was someone. I'm reading too much on the internet.
Yeah, because it was not revealed on SmackDown.
No. It was like a backstage clip of Ryback after his match, walking back to the backstage area, and someone like freeze framed it and then illuminated a part in the background, and it showed someone in a bandana, like in half the bunny suit with the head next to him.
You're probably looking for Camacho.
Yeah, could be.
Hunico is now Sin Cara. That's the only role he performs anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll take another look. It was just something I saw. It's probably nothing. They just completely... If it is, actually, and not just an absolute hoax by the internet, then I think they just screwed up the camera angle and showed it wrong.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed a couple weeks ago that the arms that they showed for the bunny looked a little darker than normal.
So they're swapping out from the usual Sami Zayn, Justin Gabriel cast.
Yeah. And it didn't look like it was a tanned type of arm either.
The plot thickens. It's all probably just filler and means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What do we get? Chris Jericho. Yeah. Chris Jericho versus Paul Heyman in a street fight.
As voted on the app by 43% of the fans, who realized that this was the same match for all three match selections.
No, there's a little difference. There was none. But it was all over $200, wasn't it?
Yeah, something about that. Yeah.
What it was really over was having Brock Lesnar come back without the title.
Yep. Yeah, for some reason, whoever produced the segment forgot to have Lesnar bring the title out, which has been missing for 4 months. Just to remind people that, hey, he is our champion.
That's right, he remembered it at the end.
Yeah, because I think they made extra special attention to do so.
Yeah.
Because they realized how they screwed up in the first place.
But, yeah, Jericho got demolished.
Yep. And now he's going back to go play with Fozzy some more.
But Fandango tries to insult him and gets punched in the face.
Which leads to a match on SmackDown.
Where Fandango gets punched in the face.
Yeah, but he got some offense in.
True. But he still got punched in the face.
Yes, because that is part of Roman Reigns' moveset.
I think everybody's been, like, every single match has at least one punch in the face.
Well, I know one match that didn't.
Was it a match that was just a roll-up?
No. It was a match where it was illegal
Oh.
to hit each other in the face. On a SummerSlam 1992 match.
Yep.
Between Rick the Model Martel and Shawn the Heartbreak Kid Michaels.
Yep. I'm remembering this. What a great stipulation.
Yes. You can't hit each other in the face.
But also, just to cap off that segment, Big Show came out and also got punched in the face. So I have a feeling that's the one going ahead, is Big Show Roman.
Yeah. So, if I had to guess, and this is my guess only, Roman's going to win the Rumble, and Seth Rollins is going to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And they're going to collide at WrestleMania.
Okay. You can keep saying that. I'll keep my thoughts to myself. I don't have any definitive thoughts yet. Okay, so it's about time to go into our current entrance theme. It's an NXT theme. It is the Lucha Dragons theme. And you're back with Wrestling Roundup, FreeFM 89.0, Grady and Josh. We got a little bit of time left, and we'll jump straight into Raw. Jimmy Uso versus The Miz.
We want Mizdow.
We always want Mizdow.
It was a good little match. Furthers the feud that was started with them, and it does its purpose for storyline purposes as well. Miz using Naomi as a way to get under Jimmy Uso's skin. Yeah,
and we also saw, I think he did a Miz TV segment and gave her I want to say a Divas title match.
She did.
Yeah.
And then Miz came down to cheer on Naomi during the match, and Jimmy came down to fight with Miz, which caused a distraction, which cost Naomi the match.
Just my opinion here. Naomi should go with Miz. He's getting her Divas title matches.
Miz is also a former WWE championship and has held every championship the company has to offer.
So, it's a safe bet. But, I have a feeling it'll somehow play into Total Divas and something like that. New episodes coming out in January?
Yeah.
Who
knows? You might even see Maurice return.
We've been saying that for a while now. I think we still haven't. I don't know. We could see something. We need someone, I think, on Miz and Mizdow's side. Main event time. Steel cage time. Seth Rollins, John Cena.
Great match. All led to
an F5.
Brock Lesnar coming back and demolishing John Cena to allow Seth Rollins to win the match.
The new Heyman guy, Seth Rollins.
Possibly. It may have just been like, I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back type of thing.
Nah. It's official. It's canon.
It's kind of what Rollins alluded to on his promo impact.
Yeah. I'm going to believe it.
Was it basically a situation where I scratch your back, you scratch mine?
All I know is that you could only hear J&J security screaming, shake his hand and yes during that segment. And it's Rollins with the curb stomp. So we're going to see. Rollins picked up a win over the number one contender. Does that make him the number one contender?
He's the number one contender anytime he wants to be.
True. But it definitely seems like Rollins is in that top tier and he may be cashing in soon.
Rollins is definitely the top heel right now.
Yep. I'm trying to think in my head. Can't think of anything, so I will agree. Yeah, we're seeing a definite... I guess you could say Brock, but do you count Brock? Brock doesn't show up enough. He doesn't register on my statistics. So Seth Rollins wins there.
Yeah, about the only person that brings about the same type of heat that Rollins is getting right now is Paul Heyman.
Yeah. But Paul Heyman isn't a wrestler, so we can say that Seth Rollins is the top heel wrestler. So sports entertainer, my bad. But yeah, so you're thinking he's going to cash in at the Royal Rumble?
I don't see why not.
Makes sense. Or the Fast Lane.
No, I think Royal Rumble would be better, because that way we could definitely then see, well, this is what's going to happen. Instead of having the question marks about... because I think you also have to remove the title from Brock sooner than later. If he's not going to resign, and there's serious questions of whether or not he's going to, then you have to figure out what you're going to do with him. And you have to either put all of your eggs in the basket of Brock Lesnar for the title, with the title at WrestleMania, or put somebody else in that situation with the title, and you have Brock in a meaningless, quote-unquote, match as another main event. Yeah.
I don't see why. Like, I know he probably won't, but I don't see why he wouldn't resign. Like, he's making good money doing jack shit.
Well, it's because I think he's got the itch to go back to MMA.
Yeah.
And both companies, major companies in MMA, are prepared to pay him a lot of money to do just that.
Yeah.
So, it's possible that he may decide that he wants to go back to MMA and leave the WWE.
Plus, he wants to fight CM Punk. I had to throw it out there.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Punk's not going to fight at that weight class.
I'm sure CM Punk could pack on the pounds and Lesnar could cut. There's probably, 100-pound difference between the two?
Brock Lesnar runs about 260.
Okay. What's Punk run?
I think when he was champion in the UFC, he was 265.
Okay.
CM Punk, they billed him at 220. I'm going to say he was probably about 205 in WWE, and he's planning to cut to 170.
Scheiße.
I don't think that's a good idea, and I think if he's going to cut anything, I think he should cut to 185.
I don't think he'll make it to 170.
No.
And still be in condition to fight.
It's not as easy to cut weight as people think it's going to be for Punk.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody who's been doing MMA competitively for 10 years miss his weight cut.
Yeah. Okay, so this has been your wrestling and MMA podcast for the week. Yeah, it's been great talking to you.
Peace.
Hey, so just before we go, I just wanted to quickly thank Impact Pro Wrestling up in Auckland for having me over there for Fans Bring the Weapons Nightmare Before Xmas, last show of the year. There were some great matches. The Divas title on the line, tag team title was on the line with a tag team eliminator, which ended in Origin versus Origin. We also had the return of Dave O'Connor, And absolute highlight of the night was the main event, James Shaw versus Jacob Cross in a Fans Bring the Weapons match. Completely unique match type, and some of the stuff that those two wrestlers did was amazing. We had barbed wire stuck to plywood, we had thumbtacks, we had a fan, pool noodle. It was absolutely crazy, and I'd just like to thank the entire IPW roster for putting on a great show there, and especially to those two for putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. So that's all we got time for this week. You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Roundup Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio, or our website, wrestlingroundup.host22.com, wrestlingroundup.host22.com, and I'll see you next week.